Well, howdy, physics sleuths and inquisitive souls, and welcome again to another episode of Dynamic Gravity. I asked God for help, and He has answered my prayers yet again. He has given me to great detail the actual structure of an electron, and hence a neutrino. I now understand electrons. I can tell you exactly what they are, why they behave the way they do. It's coming next episode because you know me. I just love to break all of known physics to my will, to bend it over the knee and be the proverbial fatherly figure disciplining the unruly physics community that thinks they're so smug and above it all and right when they are not. But enough about that for now. Give me a week. I still have one more bit I have to sort out before I can release this to you. But you know me. Have I ever let you down? Well then, today's episode is something that's been on my mind for the last couple years. Ever since the war in Ukraine broke out, and it became quite apparent that drone warfare is the future of all warfare. And being someone who is intimately familiar with the dredges of war, as I have been there, and it even gave me my beautiful smile to this day. Thank you, war. The subject is really intriguing to me to see what could have been and what will be soon. So we're going to go over two things real quick. One, the way airplanes, war combat planes, should be developed. And two, my perfect attack killer hunter seeker drone. It's, as far as I can tell, if it were to enter combat, it would probably win any war within a matter of months. Because good luck dealing with that thing, man. Woo! When I get into that, I'll show you how that's going to work. So, let us begin, as we always do, at good old Wikipedia. This is the current presence of our aerial combat forces of airplanes. Things like the F-35. These planes are technological marvels in many ways, but it's a stupid plane. It can be shot down way easier than they want you to think. They say it's stealth. Hey, you never see it. Bullshit. They see it, okay? They see it with their ground-based radars. They can even get locks on them with their ground-based radar systems. Now, so far, to my knowledge, they've been unable to get such a long wave frequency radar system onto a airplane for lock, so airplane air-to-air combat. That, to my knowledge, has not yet been accomplished. But there's no stealth plane that cannot be shot down by a ground-to-air missile. All right, heck, when they first came out in like 1992, and we had the F-17s in Serbia, Bosnia, 1990s Bosnia shot down a stealth plane. Okay, they're not unshootable, and they're certainly not worth the price tag of what, $300-400 million a pop. This is ridiculous. These planes are absurd. If you lose a lot of them, you can't replace them. Not quickly, not economically. They're not viable. They're only good if they're invincible, and they're not. They're not even close. So, what do we do? How do we fix this problem? Well, the answer lies in AI. I've been thinking of ways to try and develop a targeting system for missile technology that will run on visual spectrum. Because let's face it, you can trick computers pretty well, right? If we're using like heat signatures, you can throw flares and now it's blind. If we're using radar, you can throw chaff and now it's blind. If we're using anything, you can throw something out there. But guess what? It's really, really hard to stop a visual lock. Once something has a visual lock on you and that's what it's going by and it knows what it's going for, good luck. Good luck breaking that. You're going to need it because you're probably going to get blown up. But before AI, using a visual lock on something, while possible, was difficult and what is it? Or it's not consistent, inconsistent. Okay. So the best way to do this, what I would do if I was God King of the Earth, I would invest heavily in lighter airplanes, cheaper airplanes, all right? Stuff like this, okay? Like the A-29 Super Tucano, okay? These bad boys have a range of about 1,000 miles. That's pretty good. You know, you can have them armored so they can, be impervious to ground fire, mostly from small ground fire. Um, they don't go very fast. They only go like 400 miles an hour tops. And a jet can easily go like what, Mach 2, most jets anyways. So you're not going to win any speed games. So if you're going to do like long range bombing, then you're going to want jets. You're definitely going to want jets because you have to cover a lot of ground fast and go very far away. And that's a jet. You want a jet. But if we're talking about defending home space, territory that you have taken and you have claimed as your own, or someone's trying to take your territory and you're defending territory, this is the best way to go, my man. First of all, these bad boys are cheap, all right? I mean, I think right now these ones are only going for like $1 million a pop, right? Which, in the overpriced, air industry is actually super cheap. I mean, you could probably make these and manufacture them, with government resources for easily, a few $100,000, if you're not loading out with state of the art technology and everything. You definitely want to have some nice technology on there. Um, I would say maybe a good grenade launcher to take out, ground stuff. Of course, obviously some missiles. That's where the key is. Okay, here's what you have to remember, children. Planes do not shoot down planes. Missiles shoot down planes. Okay, missiles that are fired from 50 miles away now. Sometimes even like further than that, depending on the missile technology and what you're shooting at. So, if you have a really good missile that, let's say you program it and just shoot it random, you got a radar lock on something, ground radar locks a F-35, a Russian, a stealth plane, whatever, Su-35. Keep in mind, there's a reason why Russia refuses to use those in the Ukraine war, because they don't want them shot down. Then the mystery and the aura of the stealth plane is gone. Once you shoot one down, it's all gone. Nobody cares anymore. That's the thing. So they don't want to use those resources knowing they're going to get shot down. They have all this money invested in this technology that they're scared to use because it's too expensive. It's priceless. They can't afford to lose it. Stupid. But missiles shoot down planes. So if you could shoot a missile, say, I don't know, 50 miles away, and just program it, just go crazy. Just, you don't even need a lock, man. Just put it in hunter seeker mode with AI. Just say, I'm going to shoot you in this direction. Once you reach about 40 miles, you will go, red hot trigger, and you will engage and shoot down and blow up anything in the air. Any target that you see, that you get a visual lock on in the air, just engage. Fuck it, who cares? You know it's going to be the enemy anyways. And if the missile doesn't find anything, it's going to run out of rocket fuel real quick and just fall and do nothing. So it's not going to shoot down anything you don't want it to shoot down. When you have your air, when you don't have people flying in your airspace that you don't know about that are friendly, that's the only real key you got to worry about. But they need to clear their paths with you first. Otherwise, they can get shot down. So you have a cheap plane like this. And what you're going to do is you're going to have all your money thrown into your missiles, all right? You're going to have advanced state-of-the-art missiles that have extreme range, that are AI-assisted targeting. Look at this. They've already got this. They've already been using this. AI-assisted targeting Gaza Strip. They've got guns that are AI. They've got this is using AI to determine targets from satellite imagery, whatever, what they want to bomb. It's all crazy, man. Look at this. Look at this. This is running off an Arduino. This is an AI targeting missile system someone built for shits and giggles for probably a couple $100. Built running on an Arduino, for God's sakes. Okay, this is we can do this easily. Easily, you can have a visual recognition, camera system. Look, it's going to shoot the guy in the blue. Pop. Target identified. Engage. Boop. Done. Headshot. Every time. All right. So that is the one secret: is cheap planes, expensive, good hunter-seeker missiles that are loaded to the gills with AI that use multiple systems to acquire their target, mainly visual recognition, but also, especially if you're shooting at night, you're going to have to go by, FLIR or heat signature or radar. So the VR, the visual recognition, is really only going to be an invaluable asset during the daytime. But in the daytime, you will own the skies, my son, not the enemy. You. They will be your skies. And if they think otherwise, they're going to die. That's the way it is. So, now you have these long-range missiles, and then with these planes, the beauty is they fly low, right? They fly low and slow. You can fly low and slow. Look at this.
These are the Russian Su-25s flying low near the front lines. Now a question arises why they are flying low.
Yeah,
one can easily hit
low?
them. The reason is that these aircrafts have high
they're evading radar. That's what
radar
they're doing.
signature, and to avoid detection, flying low, called terrain masking,
This is what
is
they're
a wise
doing
option.
in Ukraine.
Then, as these are attack aircrafts, flying low will also help in the mission.
You don't need to have stealth technology to not be seen by radar, and that doesn't even not see anymore. Okay, but if you fly at treetop level, there is no radar on the planet that can see you from further than like a mile away. That's a fact. If you're treetop level, maybe if you approach a radar within a mile, it might get a blimp on you for like a couple of seconds, but that's the best they can hope for. If you're low and slow, they cannot shoot you down unless they see you and they come after you like a dogfight scenario with guns. But I don't think you'd even want a dogfight frickin' one of these planes. These planes are actually very good at dogfighting. Jets go very fast and don't have very good maneuverability when they go slow. So it's going to have to slow down to engage us with its turrets. And then as it slows down, it becomes much easier target to be shot down by everything. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to sit here and say that a jet cannot beat a prop plane in a dogfight. I'm pretty sure that a lot of them can. But I'm just saying, don't just assume that a prop plane is so disadvantaged in a dogfight with a jet that it has no chance of winning. It absolutely does have a chance of winning if you have a superior targeting system, especially if you have a missile you drop on there from before it even gets near you and they don't see you and you see them. Because you're flying at treetop and they're flying cruising altitude where jets go. Good luck with that. All right? So, this is what I would do, okay, for the airplanes. Now, for drones, a little different beast, okay? We know that drones have become the future, all right? Look at all these drones. Look how high this drone is flying. He's just seeking. He's just looking for anything to blow up. And they just crash into it, kamikaze style. They'll have like an RPG rig to explode on contact, taped to this drone. And they'll just into whatever they see looks like a weak spot, any armored vehicle, even troops. They don't care. They have drones that fly like 100 miles an hour, and I'll just strap like a block of C4 to that, and they'll just come at you, man. Good luck stopping that, dude. I mean, if the operator is skilled and talented, and with a slimmer of luck, you're dead. You are dead. All right. So yeah, look at all these drones, man. I mean, they're taking out personnel. They're taking out. Look at that. Just crash right into it. And see if we can get a good tank explosion here. Look at that. Just crash right into it. But there are problems with this, okay? I have drones. I have these exact drones, in fact, that they're using to blow stuff up in Ukraine with. And I can tell you their limits, okay? One of the problems with drones, let's take a look here. This is, oh yeah, this is from Super Celestials, my talk I did on Super Celestials not too long ago. Good stuff. If you haven't seen it, very good stuff. Okay, so let's say we got our drone, right? Beep, boop. And this is a drone, and he's flying, okay? You have to have line of sight. So let's say you're over here. Boop. Maybe I should put this guy. Beep, beep. Here. Yeah, we'll do this. And let's say there's a bunch of trees, okay? Some trees. Or even a building. There's a building. Or maybe even a mountain. Any of these that are in your way, okay? Let's get this where you can see it. Any of these that are in your way, or your line of sight to your drone, will cut off your feed and your ability to control the drone, and your drone will crash. Unless it's programmed to have an automatic recover, which they do, but the automatic recover is kind of spotty. It doesn't work sometimes. Sometimes it does. Depends on the drone. And where it will then shoot up straight up in the air and come back to where it will try to establish a link, wherever your line of sight is going to be. Okay? Your line of sight is up here. All right? So your drone has to be up here, or it's not going to work very well. So that's why you see a lot of these times when they make the drone crash into a target, so the target's over here, they'll lose the feed as they're crashing into it because there's trees, whatever in the way. Now, one of the ways they get around this is they'll have a second drone, a relay drone. Boop, boop. And so they will shoot the signal to this drone, and then this drone will then shoot the signal to this one. And that's worked out really well for them. They've been able to have great extension of their range. They've been able to keep their feeds as they crash into things, and they've been able to boost their resistance to drone jamming technology just with having a secondary drone that acts as nothing more than a relay. Okay? So you see the power of having a high-flying drone. It really does increase your life quality and your ability to engage targets successfully immensely. All right? So here is what we are going to do. All right? Let's see if this is. Yeah, here they are, just taken out. Look, there's this rig to blow. When it touches this guy, it is going to hit him. It hit him. It just didn't show it. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! It didn't want to show it, but he died. He died it. So there's really no getting away from these things. All right. especially if you're out in the open like that. I mean, if you're in a wooded area where there's a lot of trees giving you cover, you got a good chance. But when you're out in the open like this, you're dead. You're dead unless you can shoot it, which has happened. There have been some soldiers such good shots that they've gotten lucky shots and to be able to shoot the drones coming at them and, safely not die. But for the most part, this is this is a very serious thing. When you have a drone just coming at you like this, look at it, he's running for his life right now, and he's not going to make it. Sorry, you're not running the drone, dude. Your best hope is that you're going to make it lose, the whatchamacallit, the feed, and then they just lose the drone. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to need a drone, and we want it to be cheap, because remember my strategy. You want cheap, cheap, cheap stuff, so when it gets blown up or you lose it, you don't care. It doesn't cost you much, and you can replace it very quickly and very cheaply and very easily. That's what you want. That's the name of the game when you're trying to win, okay? That was the reason why America won World War II. It wasn't because our military was better than Hitler's. It wasn't because our Navy was better. It wasn't because our airplanes were better. It was because we lived on an island 3,000 miles away, separated by two oceans. Nobody could touch our manufacturing base. As we lost ships in Pearl Harbor, we were able to keep manufacturing them and replace them. Japan was not. Germany was not. So once you go burn through their main stash of their tanks and their boats and their planes, they really can't replace them very much. Where we could. This is how you win wars, is through supply and infrastructure. Okay? This is the secret to winning wars. Long, drawn out wars. Real wars, bad wars. Infrastructure and supply. Remember that. Now, you see these yahoos building these drones are idiots. These drones cost like, I don't know, 20 to $50 million a pop. Like, what's this, like the Predator, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Here's a jet powered, one. They really don't have, well, there's a little one used in Ukraine. They really don't have any cheapy drones here. There's not many of them. Finally, they're starting, like, here's a little one right here. Most of these are pretty expensive, though. All right. So here's one that's kind of about the size of what I'm talking about. All right. We want it to be about this big, maybe a little bit bigger, just a hair bigger, but not too big because you don't want it to be loud. You don't want it to be expensive. You don't want it to be heavy. And you don't want it to, to be easy to spot on radar or on, by people looking at it. Okay. So you want to be about this size, maybe a tad bigger. Okay. And Britain has already got this. They've already understand
allows
this,
the
okay?
UAV to be compatible
This is-
with future equipment and weapons.
This is the drone that Britain wants to push as their main battle drone. And it's pretty, good. It's pretty good, I got to admit. They got 2 rocket launchers on this bad boy. These are huge, real, giant, like 20 millimeter rockets. And I don't know if they can take out a tank. I mean, they definitely can take out a tank. I don't know if they'd have to hit it at a certain spot on certain tanks, but it's getting to the point where you can see that the point of this drone is to take out armored vehicles, okay? Or maybe even helicopters. That's the point of this drone. It is to fly around the battlefield and look for high-value, expensive, up-armored targets and just annihilate them. And this drone, I think they say it's going to cost like, I don't know, $100,000, $200,000 a pop. My bad. Maybe not 200,000. It's going to be expensive. It's definitely not going to be expensive as the Predator or the drone, though. But yeah, I think it's about 100,000, 200,000 a pop. But that's a lot better than like a $20 million Predator drone, which essentially does the same thing. I mean, the Predator drone is better. It looks about to fire.
Making
This
it ideal for
about to
all
go.
kinds of environments.
Is it going to go?
Whilst
It
all
should
of
fire.
this makes the Jackal an exciting
It's
prospect,
called a Jackal.
what makes it so special is the
And it has like about 100-mile range too. And you can see this has 2 flight modes. This has hover with the quadcopter configuration right there, and it also has these 2 turbo electric air jets props that are going to propel it forward. So but for a 100-mile range, that's really good, man. I gotta say, this is a really nice drone. I'm really impressed with this drone, but ours is gonna be way better. We're about to get into it right now. All right. So this is kind of what we're going for, but we want to one up it. We want to make it better than this. Okay. So once again, yep. Look, here's the Israeli AI-powered gun they put up, just to take out people automatically. No operator needed. Oh, you got too close to our base? Bye. All right. um, and for our drone, we're going to have FLIR because we want to be able to use it at night. Because nighttime is where we're going to get the real kills. All right. The enemies are going to be asleep at night. They have to sleep somewhere. They have to go to sleep somewhere. And when they're on the battlefield, that's in a freaking trench. All right. That's in a foxhole they dug. And they're just going to sit there and you can fly over and kill them and they'll never even know. They have no clue. So you have to have FLIR, forward-looking IR, and maybe a regular camera too. And these are not that bad, Here is some pictures of this one. You can see this
Hopefully you found this
one
video useful to your
is
mission.
at 640 by 512 resolution. That's actually pretty low. This test is 400 feet altitude. The drone that I would fly, I would like to fly about 500 feet. Preferably over 1,000 feet would be optimal because then it's going to be really hard, for anybody to notice it's there. I mean, they can definitely see it if they look up, but we're going to get into that too. We're going to get to everything. So, but this is this is a camera system that they have, and you can see. I mean, this is like something we'd be wanting using, okay, for this drone. This is a FLIR, forward-looking infrared camera system. I don't know how much money they want for it, probably a couple $1,000s. I mean, keep in mind, our drone is definitely going to be in the price range of $10,000 to $20,000, but I think we can easily do this for about $10,000 if we really want. We can make a really good drone for $10,000. $20,000, make it really pimped out and nice. All right. So we can do this. We can make it cheap. Camera systems like this aren't that expensive. Okay. Now, here's how the drone's going to work. Okay. It's going to fly about 500 to 1,000 feet high, the main drone. Okay. And the main drone is going to have a body. Okay. This. It's going to have your little tail. Doot, 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 with a 10. It's going to have long swept wings like this that have lots of lift because you want it to be able to stay airborne and just cruise around nice and slow and silent for hours and hours on hand and hundreds of miles. You want to have some nice range with this bad boy. And if it flies 1,000 feet up, you could probably easily get, I would say, 30-mile range and have constant line of sight communication with that. That's about the limit. I think, like right now, my drone, I have two of them. My DJI and my other one both have a range of 20 miles line of sight. A commercial drone I bought off the shelf, 20-mile range, if I can see it. 20-mile range. Think about that. That's insane. So we can easily get 20, 30 miles, with military-grade technology. This is not a problem. All right? So we're going to have our little props spinning away. We're going to have our little camera system. It's going to be looking down. They're going to have a regular camera for day and a forward-looking IR for night. And then here, we're going to have 6 pods, okay? 6 pods. That's all we really need. And 6 pods, we're going to have 3 of each. We're going to have 2 different weapons, okay? We're going to have an anti-personnel shrapnel bomb, okay, that we're going to drop. And it's going to just drop a little bomb, boop, boop, boop. And it's going to have its little fins, doot, 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 they're gonna, adjust and actuate. They're gonna guide it down like a guided bomb, okay? And the tip, we're gonna have a sensor, boop, 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 a cheap sensor. And what this bombs are looking for is a laser, an infrared laser. Infrared because nobody can see it with the naked eye. You can even at night, you cannot see it. Now, if you have on night vision goggles, you could see it. And there are going to be a lot of night vision goggles. So if you're actively targeting a target, it is entirely possible someone could be looking up a mile away and be like, "Oh shit, there's a drone there. It's sorry, he's gonna blow up Bob." It is too late. It's already dead because it only needs if it's gonna have an object free fall from like 500 to 1,000 feet, it's only gonna take it like 30 seconds, dude. Tops. Not 30 seconds. Probably more like 10 seconds. Yeah, probably like 10 seconds. Not very long. So your laser is only going to be active for like 15 seconds tops. And it's going to have a laser system, right? Boop, boop, boop. And this laser system is going to shoot. You're going to have AI, okay? You're going to have AI. Well, actually, it's going to be two things. It's going to have an antenna, right? Nice little antenna. It's going to talk back to your operator, your dude, who is going to be controlling this drone. And he's going to be he's going to give it coordinates, tell it where to patrol, where to go. And he's going to be able to look, and see what the drone sees. And the drone is going to have two modes. It's going to have hunter-seeker mode, which is AI. And it's going to have operator mode, where the operator determines what to do. Now, if the operator sees a target or know there's a target in an area, he can switch it over to, say, hunter-seeker mode for 5 minutes. And so for 5 minutes, this drone will look for and use its AI to find and identify targets of interest it wants to attack, okay? And when it finds a target, it does not need the operator. You can make it so it needs the operator to confirm the attack request if you want to make it safe, so you don't take out anyone that's definitely not your own guys. But if you get the limits just right, you can let this bad boy just go, because you just set him and okay, there's none of our friendlies for a mile. So we'll tell it to patrol this area, but we know there's a bunch of bad guys, and I don't have good reception whenever I was told to go, and AI is gonna look for up armored targets, like tanks, vehicles, whatever, radar stations, and it's going to look for human targets too. Any target of value. And like I said, it's got two bombs, okay? It's going to have little fins here, and a little beep. Okay, it's going to have a laser, which is going to, so you got your bad guy right here. So it's going to see the bad guy, okay? It's going to see the bad guy. Right? The operator of the drone is going to see the bad guy and identify it. It's going to go into attack mode, okay? Or be pit in attack mode. Now, it's going to fly over this guy to where the drone, oh, you can't see it too well. Let's move this guy over here. It's going to fly over the guy, right? And then what it's going to do is drop the anti-personnel bomb, okay? Or my bad. First, it's gonna engage him with the laser. Okay, the laser is gonna shine him. It's gonna flash him. You're gonna have an IR laser. Nobody can see you without NVG goggles or anything, and it's gonna hit him. So he's gonna have a laser like right in his head, and the dude's talking to him like smoking a cigarette. Yep, you look fine to me. I don't see anything wrong with you. Everything is good. And they're just sitting there smoking a cigarette, whatever. And you're gonna drop this bomb. Now this bomb looks for this IR laser. That's how it guides it. It's going to start, and it's going to be like, oh, hot diggity dog. Oh, man, I really messed this up, didn't I? I can fix this. I can't fix this. I'm sorry. I can't fix this. So it's just going to fall, right? And it's going to guide its end to where this guy is and then detonate either just above him, like a couple feet above him, or just actually hit the ground and detonate next to him. And it's going to be anti-personnel with shrapnel. It's going to just kill everybody near it. Within 10 feet, like a grenade, just everybody dies. Okay, and then as soon as the bomb hits, you shoot the laser off, and the drone goes back looking for more targets. It still has 5 more, ammunitions. Okay, and I don't want to have any more than that because you don't need to have too many because how many targets do you think you're really going to engage in like a few hours? Trust me, it's not as many as you think. Now this bad boy is where things get really interesting. Okay, this is going to be for not the personnel, but this is going to be for up armored targets like tanks and whatnot. Now, there's something I learned in Iraq. Tanks have reactive armor, and it works pretty good. Like if you shoot a tank with another tank, the reactive armor will stop that round. It'll stop at least one round. You shoot at the same spot twice, okay, now you get through. But it will stop one round. The reactive armor will stop one tank round. And it will stop IEDs, explosions. It will stop pretty much everything, except for one thing that I know of. Well, actually, 2 things. Shape charges designed to go through reactive armor, which are very expensive, very heavy, very not easy to have, and that's probably what this whole Jackal is probably aiming to have. But I don't know if they can fit that on the small rockets. Maybe not. But what it's going to have is an EFP. Okay, it's an explosively forced projectile. All right, and these were the fucking big bad boogeyman when I was in Iraq. Okay, these bad boys will go through an M1 Abrams tank like butter. They don't care about your reactive armor. It does not care. It will cut through it. It will cut through any armor. There is nothing. There is no armor, to my knowledge, that an EFP cannot penetrate. Unless you have like, I don't know, like 3 feet of like steel or something, something insane like that. But like something you put on a tank or whatever, there's nothing that can stop an EFP. All right. So, what is an EFP? This is an EFP. What it is you have like, oh jeez, what am I doing? What is this? No, this is not what I want to do. Okay. Okay. So you have this is like a concave copper plate, just a copper plate. That's it. That's all it does. And this is like TNT, and it's not packed. It's just lined on the back of the copper plate, maybe on the sides. It looks like a tin can. Okay, it looks like a tin can. It's what an AFP looks like. I was in route clearance. We had to look for these. We looked for 10 cans, like this big, like 3, 4 inches, 5 inches tops in diameter. And if that thing goes off and you don't see it, you're dead. If it's a good aim. And they're pretty accurate too. So you have steel case, right? Looks like a tin can. And then it goes, everything vaporizes, right? It pushes the copper plate. It turns it into molten copper, and shoots it at a speed of about a mile a second. A mile a second. This is way faster than any bullet or any missile. This is insane speeds, okay? It's like gone. And it's molten copper, okay? And let's say this is like up armor of a vehicle, a tank, whatever. It will just chew right through it. And unlike shaped explosives, which blow through that, the big heavy missiles, and then have a secondary explosive that shoot through, this thing just keeps going. It still has plenty of insane power to just destroy anything that's in its way behind that. All right? This is what you want to use to take out tanks and everything else, okay? There's no stopping. They cannot stop this. If this thing aims on something, like the engine block or whatever of a vehicle, you don't have to kill the people or tank, whatever. That's it. It's done. The tank is now dead forever. Gone out of the war. From this stupid little contraption that probably doesn't cost but $100 to make, tops. Just TNT on copper plate, dude. It's not that hard to make, bro. They're not that hard. And you can see how lethal they are. I've seen how lethal they are. I've seen them shoot through vehicles like they were nothing and kill multiple people. Just rip them in half. And half. Gone. They're very nasty. So that is what is going to be this bad boy right here, okay? And let's say we have a tank. I know I'm not the greatest artist. Oh man, you can't even see that tank. I gotta move this tank. All right, we're gonna move this tank over here, right here. All right. So let's say we got a tank. Our drone is now flown over it. The AI, without any input from the operator, because it's in attack mode. So you cannot jam this. You cannot jam this drone. It is unjammable. Good luck. Shoot whatever you want. You're not jamming it. Good luck. Now, this is going to drop this bomb out of one of these 6 bays. Say you have like 3 anti-personnel bombs and you have 3 anti-tank bombs. Or you could have, if there's not many tanks, 1 anti-tank and 5 anti-personnel. You load it however you want. That's the beauty. It's configurable like that, okay? Now it's going to fall, and you got your IR laser pinging this, so this thing knows, okay, I know I need to aim over here. Nope, over here. Oh, now I'm on. Oh, good. And it just blows up, right? And it hits this, and maybe you can have it so it actually triggers just before it hits the tank, like a couple feet, whatever. You can do this. It's not that hard. But this is going to explode, and like I said, now you have a copper plate that is going to be shooting down through this tank, molten copper going a mile a second. Good luck, you're dead. And that tank is done. And it costs you $100, and even if they shoot down 10 of your drones for every 1 tank you blow up, so freaking what? The tanks cost $20, $30 million a pop. Your drones cost $10,000 a pop. Who cares? I win. You lose. That's how you win wars. Infrastructure and the other one. Supply chain. All right. Now, you said something, Sean, about we're going to try and make this drone so it's hard to fire. You can't tell it when you look up. Yes, I did say that because I'm crazy. And I believe this is very possible to do with a drone. Okay, there's a few ways you can hide a drone. Okay, first of all, you could make the wings transparent so that they're see-through. And the body too, but then you wouldn't be able to do the electronic components or anything like that, so that's not really probably the best solution. You could paint the drone to be the color of the sky. So when they look up, your eyes have to really focus to see it. But it is still very seeable if you look up and, which they're obviously going to do. But like I say, when these drones are flying like 500, 1,000 feet up, you can't hear them, man. So unless you got someone just constantly looking up at the sky, it's only a matter of time before a drone just meanders over you and just, and no one even saw it. It only needs a minute. It only needs a minute to acquire you, get in position, and drop it, and you're dead. It doesn't need long. But what we could do, a third option, is to have an invisibility cloak machine. Yeah.
The same material used in those 3D DVD covers or the McDonald's.
So here's basically, there's many different ways to do this. This is not just the one way. I don't even know if this is the best way, but this is a way, okay? There's like 3 or 4 different ways to make an invisible thing behind you, okay? And because it's 500 to 1,000 feet away, up in the sky, you don't need it to look perfect. You just need it to hide something. You see this. He's got it one way. This pin is completely invisible. You cannot see this pin. It's invisible. In his hand, it's invisible. But the second he turns it around, now you can see the pen. Okay? So there are tricks. There's all sorts of different tricks. You can have it so it goes and it shoots off, it bounces, reflects off mirrors that go around the craft and just display what's around it. You can do that too. There's numerous different ways to do this to make something invisible. My point is, though, we should definitely have something on here to make this drone as hard to see as possible, because this thing right here probably doesn't cost, but I don't know, realistically, not that much, 10, 20 bucks, military grade. Now they're going to charge you 20,000. whatever. But if it makes your plane invisible, it's a really huge increase. But it's a piece of plastic, man. Just a polarized piece of plastic, bro. And if you just line this with your craft and the right angles and everything, you now have a craft that can be very, very hard to spot with the naked eye, even during the day when that thing is flying just over your head. You might not be able to see it. It's pretty scary. It has a laser beam guiding system that you can't see, a drone that you may not be able to see. You can't hear it. And even if you do, by luck, whatever, shoot it down. I don't care. It's a $10,000 drone. I have 1,000 other in reserve waiting to throw at you on any given day. And I can replace those 1,000 within a month on any given month. Good luck, you're going to lose. This is a horrible way, dude. Dude, if this is the way that we had to fight war, like when I was in Iraq, bro, I'll tell you what, I would have lost my mind. I would have just straight up killed all my superiors and went AWOL. Be like, fuck you. I am not going to be cannon fodder for these drones. You get your happy ass out there. You want to win this war so fucking much. I'm going to sit my ass in a fucking bunker and play video games. Good luck. See ya. This is a horrible, dude. The people in Ukraine are learning this the hard way, man. They're terrorized by these things. Both sides. Russia's throwing them at Ukraine too. It's not just Ukraine throwing at Russia. You know, this is the way that war is going in the future. This is how it's going to be. It's all drones. It's just dudes with VR goggles hiding in some corner somewhere. Dead. That's it. This is the way war is going. It's inevitable. And with AI, it's only a matter of time before people integrate this to where you don't even need the operator. You just let the drone go and just tell it when to be active and when not, knowing what's going to be over enemy areas, and just let the drone do its thing and just take out targets willy-nilly as it sees. And dude, you could, it's terrifying. Anyways, this is something that's been on my mind for years now, trying to develop the perfect drone system that would basically make, whatever military force just an absolute nightmare and unstoppable by all accounts. And I believe my drone design is the best that we've seen so far. I'm not going to say the best ever. First round draft. I could probably do better. Give me a couple years. But for right now, if my drone was out in the skies, dude, I wouldn't want to be there. And I'm not going to lie. Once I realized how hopeless it was in that situation, I wouldn't be fighting the enemy. I would be fighting my own chain of command to get the fuck out. I don't care. Sorry. I'm not going to die for you and your cause. Sorry. I'm going to kill you for my cause. That's how this works. Anyways, I'm going dark side. Bring up too many memories of war. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this little break. My next video, I'm going to shatter all of known physics and telling you exactly what an electron is, how it works, how everything goes. Look for that. Until then, peace out. I'll catch you on the flip side. Adios. Oh, one last thing. Just wanted to say, the name of this drone is going to be called the King Cobra. And if you want to know why, let me tell you. Where I live now, we have king cobras, all right? They're in the mountains. They don't like people, and people don't like them. And thankfully, the king cobras don't really eat like chickens or anything like that. They eat other snakes in the mountains. So people don't really run into these things very often. You have to really look hard for them where I'm at. And these mountains are very hard to get to, too. You got to do some real serious hiking and climbing, man. King cobras ain't no joke. But if you see a king cobra, everyone knows. Run for your damn life because you're in jeopardy. King cobras do not bluff. They do not fake. They just come at you, bro. When they see you, they're like territorial. They're like, you're in my territory, you must die. And so they just come at you at 100 miles an hour. And And when they bite you, it is like the worst. Like, I saw a guy that got bit by a king cobra. Like, his whole arm was rotted away, and he was in a coma for 9 months. And they gave him the anti-venom immediately, and he went to a hospital within like 10 minutes. And he still was in a coma for 9 months, and they almost amputated his arm, and half his arm was rotted away. It's just where king cobra bit him on the hand. And I'll tell you what, man. Here's the thing about king cobras. They are the scariest, most terrifying thing on the planet. Because, you know, they're silent, they're deadly, they come at you really fast, and when they see you, they're not scared of you at all, not in the slightest. And when they bite you, they don't give you a warning bite. They bite to kill. Like, they'll bite you, and they just latch on, and they just like and just chew on you for like a minute, making sure that every single drop of their venom gets into you. Like, when they bite something, they bite it with all of their venom. Not like half, not just a little bit, all of it. And they're a very big snake, okay? They grow to be 20 feet long. 20 feet long, weighing up to like 50, 70 pounds, man. They're very big snakes. They're like as big as pythons. And after they bite you, after, like, you know, they're sure that all of their venom is inside of you and you are 100% going to die, you would think, oh, well, good. Well, then maybe the snake will just go away and leave me alone and let me die in peace. No. Then what they do is they put all their weight on you and curl up on you and get all over your face and hood up. And then they just simply go ham on your face. Like, they just simply hiss at you and like bite you on your face, like over and over. And that's how you die. And they do that until you're dead. They do not leave you until you are dead. Not dying, dead. And they do not stop hissing and attacking you and getting in your face as you're dying. You have like foam coming out of your mouth. And that's the last thing you see is a king cobra. Yeah. Literally the most terrifying way to die that I can think of, naturally. Literally. I could not think of a worse death. I mean, how scary would that be? It is terrifying. And it is insane. So, yeah, I believe that same terror that you would feel encountering a king cobra in the wild is what people are going to feel encountering my drone warfare. So, I named it the king cobra. Anyways, love you. Just want to throw it in there. Adios. Bye-bye. Ciao.
Like, subscribe, submit.